All right, features versus benefits. Definitely let's get into this. The one thing you need to keep in mind is nobody buys tools. People buy transformations. People don't buy drills, they buy the holes in the wall. People buy what can solve a problem. Even simple things that we don't buy it just to have it. We buy it because it's going to satisfy a certain need or a certain a want, right? So one of the things you can also think about in sales, it's always said all the time, is sell the benefits, not the features. Now, what is that all about, right? Very simple. I used to have a coaching program. I used to sell actually real estate coaching, showing people how to do real estate deals. And within that, the way I would pitch myself is when you work with me, when you join my program, instead of saying, I'm going to help you with this, you get this tool, you get these tools, you get all of these, you get my network. Rather than just telling them what they get in return, I'm going to tell them what's going to be the transformation, what's going to immediately change their life. And they want to know the results. So what does that look like? That's the whole what's in it for me. So if you could speak to somebody on what's in it for them, you're going to have extremely good amount of success. That's not just in sales, but you can use that outside into the real world as well. For instance, instead of me saying, you're going to get these tools, I'm going to show you how to use these systems. Rather, instead of saying that, I'll say, hey, you know what? When you work with me, you're going to know how to talk to people. You're going to know how to find deals. You're going to not have those problems where you're always just running around trying to figure things out. You're going to have me on your side to help you work through every deal. You're going to have me on the phone helping you work through the deals word for word live. You're going to know how to do everything that I do and how I make a lot of money doing it. So that's called the benefits right there. The features is going to be the tools that they get. The benefits is actually what's going to make what's in it for them, the results. And a lot of times amateurs, they don't even know what that means. They don't understand the difference between two. And that's why I'm telling you now. Because when you're part of the Sick Lab tribe, you're going to know the difference between both so you can make the most amount of money and help the most amount of people. Remember, you are on that call to help somebody. And here's the truth of it all. Because you're on that call, a lot of times it's very easy to start explaining the program, how it works, explaining how different systems work and all of that. And all the bonuses, all the bonus features. The professional, what they're going to do is something completely different that guarantees the sale. But the truth of the matter is, nobody's going to buy that course. Nobody's buying just courses. Nobody's buying just tools. What they're buying is what that course and those tools do for them. They're buying the transformation, the after effect. Let's even use Sick Lab Tribe, for instance. If this was a paid course, right? If this part was paid right here, you wouldn't be buying just sales videos and you wouldn't be just buying modules. What you're really buying is freedom of time, financial freedom, freedom for your family as well. More income, more control, and more confidence. So let me give you some more examples so that way we're very clear on the difference between features and benefits and how to pitch that. Because you definitely want to talk about the features if that's what you want to do. If it's in your vocabulary to do it, if that's in your flow, you can do that. But you got to always tell them the benefit as well. People need to know the benefit because it's what's in it for them. So let me go ahead, before we go into the next lesson, let's really tune it in to what the core concept is and knowing the difference between features versus benefits and how to approach that whole conversation and how to show both to your prospect. Here's the difference. A feature is what something does and what it is. A benefit is what it does for them. Okay? What it does for me, what it does for you. That's the benefit. Features explain, benefits inspire. Let's go ahead and go through the core concept of the difference between features and benefits a little bit deeper so we can have a clear, complete understanding. Let's say you're on a business offer. You sell business coaching for somebody, right? How does that look? A feature would be 8 live coaching calls. And a benefit would be daily accountability, a one-on-one mentorship at a group community, so you never feel stuck again. You see how that's the benefit? You told them the feature, you tell them on the benefit, because that's what's in it for them. Let's say for a Sick Lab tribe, a feature would be only a private tribe members only community. A benefit would be you stop doing this journey alone. And you got people around you that's going to help you. So that's the benefit. And let's say you're part of the Sick Lab tribe and you're on the sales team, right? A feature would be you have all the sales scripts, all the sales frameworks that you need. Now, the benefit would be because you have all of those materials, you have the frameworks and the scripts, you'll never feel lost in a call again, and you feel much more confident taking sales calls. You see that? So you got the feature and the benefit. Features are logic, benefits are emotion, and emotion wins. At the end of the day, features inform the mind, benefits move the heart, and people buy with emotion, not logic. Now you have the features, you have the benefits. Now let's talk about the results in that whole framework. Features, benefits, come the results. So how does this framework sound when you're talking to somebody? Try it like this. FBR, okay? FBR. So the simple framework that you want to follow when you're doing features versus benefits, you also want to share results. That's going to be the next phase of it, of that acronym. FBR. Features, benefits, results. How does this conversation go? I'll just keep it real simple just by sharing one feature that leads to a benefit and the results of that benefit, okay? Let's go ahead and say, hey, when you're with SickLab, you get all the framework, sales framework scripts you need, and you get all the coaching you need. So that way you don't feel lost in a call, and you know exactly where you're at in the call, and we can help you improve that call. So that way, you can continue to increase your income, improve your skills little by little, and really make that 10,000 to 20,000 that you want. That's also called feature. Remember, features, benefits, results. Every time you describe something that you're selling, follow it up with so that you can. So that way that person knows you're helping them solve a problem. That is going to be the emotional driver. So let me give you one more example of how that can go. Just a quick one. It would be, hey, when you're a part of the SickLab tribe, right? Once you're a part of the SickLab tribe, you have all the sales frameworks you need and all the sales scripts you need. So that way you could go ahead and go into every call, master your skills, master the whole art of sales. So that way you don't have to live off of $4 an hour, and you can really thrive and not be overworked and underpaid. So those are different ways you could say it. Hey, so now that you kind of know a little bit about features versus benefits and the results, here's your challenge today. Go ahead and take 3 features of a product that you're selling, or if you're not selling anything right now, use SickLab Tribe as your example, or turn those 3 features and rewrite them as benefits. That's going to be your challenge and your homework. All right. Now let me give you some more examples before you get into this. 10 modules of training. Would you say that's a benefit or a feature? It's a feature, right? What is the benefit to 10 modules of training? The benefit is going to be a step-by-step roadmap so you can remove all the mistakes and stay on track. Next, let's try another one. One-on-one mentorship. Benefit or feature? That's going to be a feature because that's what's included in the deal, right? But the benefit of that is direct access to a mentor who knows how to fast track your success. Lifetime access. Is that a benefit or a feature? It's a feature, right? Our lifetime access is the feature, and the benefit is so you can continue to improve your skills, continue to get coaching, continue to start participating in the masterminds on the weekly. So that's going to be the benefit. At the end of the day, once you learn how to turn features and rewrite those as benefits, you're no longer going to sound like a salesperson. You're going to come off as a professional who leads and understands where people are coming from and can communicate effectively. So remember, clients don't care about your product's parts. They care about how their life is going to change after saying yes. When you focus on benefits, your tone changes, right? Their energy changes. You stop convincing and you start connecting. Because great closers, at the end of the day, they don't sell information. They sell transformation. So next time you pitch, ask yourself, am I describing a tool or a result? That's the difference between a VA who explains and shares the features versus a closer who can move people to a yes.